Hello, everyone. Welcome to Yoga Fundamentals 1 with Annie. Breathing deeply, laying down. Let's set an intention for today's practice. I intend to really withdraw my senses so that I can really be present on my mat, meaning not listening to the outside sounds, not worrying about anybody around me and what they're doing, really feeling the mat underneath me, all those things. I intend to find joy in my practice or the day. I intend to chill out or work hard, get shit done. Noticing your mat on the body. Wait, other way around. Don't lay under your mat. Notice your body on the mat. That's what I meant to say. Heels, feet touching the mat, calves, glutes, rib cage. Notice if there's a space under your lumbar spine and the floor, little or a lot. Notice your arms and where they're at, and your head. Bend your knees, put your feet on the floor. Move your arms out away from your body a bit. And start to windshield wiper your knees back and forth. As you go over to one side with your knees, turn your head the opposite direction. And then switching sides, turn your head the other way. And do that a couple more times, not too fast. And then come back to the center. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Cross your ankles. Hold on with your hands around your shins. Squeeze them in and just rock a little side to side. Holding onto your knees, move your knees in circles, focusing on your low back and sacrum. Placing your feet on the floor, extend your right leg up. Tuck your shoulder blades a little. Straighten your knee. Moving your foot around in big circles. Taking some full inhales and exhales for 3. 2. And 1. Cross that ankle over. You can keep your left foot on the floor or bring your knee in towards your chest. Notice how your right hip feels and your glutes. Relax your face. placing your left foot down. Put your right foot down. Slide your right leg out onto your mat and relax it. Bring your left knee in and let's twist. Cross it over. Reach that left arm out to the side. Moving your left wrist around in circles. So if your elbow's on the floor, just lift your hand up a little bit and move your hand around in big circles. And then open your palm wide, separate your fingers. Straighten your elbow as you're twisting, so reaching out. And if your shoulder is totally flat on the floor, roll a little bit more to the right so that your shoulder starts to lift slightly, and then reach out. Turn your left palm down to the floor and press into the floor, and then turn that left palm back up and roll onto your back. I know that was really specific directions. Windshield wiper your knees back and forth. And then back to center. Extend your left leg up, straighten your knee, and then move your ankle around slowly in circles. And then cross it over. Deciding if you want to keep your right foot on the floor or bring your knee in. Paying attention to how that feels in your hip. Placing your right foot down again, and your left, slide your left leg out onto your mat, extend it, relax it. Bring your right knee in and cross over. So as you twist, reach your right arm straight out like a T, and then moving your right wrist around in big circles. Opening your hand and separating your fingers, stretching your palm. Reach, straighten your elbow, turning your palm down to the floor and up to the ceiling. Take a full inhale, turn your palm back down towards the floor. And then rolling onto your back. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Hold on with your hands. Rock a little side to side. And then make your way up to seated. I haven't stretched. I haven't done anything in a couple days. Every time I come back to my mat after a couple days, it feels like new again. Like I'm never at a place where it feels like I don't need that stretching anymore. I always feel like I do. Okay, so grab either your bolster or your blocks or a blanket and sit your favorite way. Sit your favorite, most comfortable way. And then once you get there, tall. Close your eyes. You can leave your eyes closed if you'd like for the whole seated part, because it doesn't really matter what your movements look like, just that it feels good to you. Taking your right ear over to your shoulder, moving your chin down towards your chest, and then over to the left. Now you can go back and look at the ceiling, or you can just stay on the half circle down. Whenever I put my head back, but I'm not including my arms, it kind of hurts my neck. So if my arms are down by my sides, I just stick to the sides and down with the chin. But you may like to put your head back and look up. Bringing your head to neutral, I want you to look to the right as far as you can and just notice how that feels. And then turn and look to the left and just notice how that feels. And then back to center and neutral. Take your arms up, inhale. Now I like to put my head back and look up when I reach up. That's a natural movement. Bringing your hands down to heart center. Interlace your fingers and turn your palms out. Extend your elbows, reaching forward, round your back. Draw your waist in, and then sitting up, reach up, let go. Take your hands down and behind you. Interlace your fingers again. Keeping your chin tucked. Pull your arms away from your back. If you would like to fold, go for it. These are natural movements. They go together. Coming back up, bring your arms down, let go. Wrap your arms around in front of you and just notice which arm's on top or on the bottom. Okay. Just notice which way you're putting your arms. You can lift your elbows. You can pull them down. You could also do eagle arms if that's the perfect stretch for you. I must have slept funny last night. It's funny. I got a meme for that one too. I must have slept funny, like I was in a clown outfit and it's a meme. Oh, God, I crack myself up sometimes. Okay, let go. Sorry. Got it in my head. It's really funny. All right, reaching up again. And bring your hands down to heart center. Interlace your fingers. But you know my favorite thing to do is switch the way they're interlaced. So good for your brain. All right. Turn your hands out. Stretching. Press back with your back and forward with your arms. And then use your stomach muscles and come up. Let go. And behind and down again. Interlace your fingers, but then switch. Same thing, you could fold or just sit up tall. Coming back up, let go. Now I had my right arm on top last time, so I'm going to put my left arm on top. Give yourself a big hug. Your arms around your back. Give yourself a pat on the back. Good job for doing yoga. And then eagle arms if you'd like. And you can round or sit up tall. And let go. Sweep your arms up one more time. Take a big inhale. Stretching and bring your hands down to heart center. Okay, let's move forward. Come onto hands and knees. Move your props to the side. If you do not want to be on your wrists, take your blocks. I prefer them at a medium height instead of low when I do this. And this is really good for my balance. You don't have to do this. You can just stay on your hands. So it's just a little different, and I don't have like the, what's it called? Surface area of my hands for balance, just the elbows on the blocks. It makes it harder. Okay, do your cat-cow on your own with your breath, just breathing deeply, rounding and arching. Adding in your child's pose and down dog whenever you're ready. From wherever you're at, coming down to your knees. Okay, so I was about to tell a story earlier, and I'll just do it real fast right now. So here we are in class. This was many, many years ago, and we were in tabletop. And we tucked our toes under, right? So tuck your toes under, and then we're going to walk our hands back and sit down onto our heels. So we're doing this, and the teacher who's walking around, she's not sitting in this position. She's like, okay, now we're just going to stay here for a few minutes. A few minutes? It sounds easy, right? Just a few minutes. How long have we been here? 10 seconds? We're going on 20 maybe. And all of a sudden I was like, I hate this. Like, this is terrible. And I was getting really, and my feet were hurting. And she was like, no, smile because it feels so good. And I was like, I'm going to slap you. And so I can't remember how long we stayed, but my Achilles hurt, the soles of my feet hurt, my toes hurt, everything hurt. And I really think that 30 seconds or less is plenty for that stretch. So come back into tabletop. Untuck your toes, and you don't have to do this, but with your feet flat on the floor, you're just going to slap them out. Okay, and then tuck your toes again and down dog or dolphin from your elbows. I really do think that we get enough toe stretching in yoga without sitting back on them forever. Now, of course, I like it, but I don't need it for like 3 minutes. I'm good. I'm good with like 30 seconds or less. Coming down to your knees again. Reaching your right arm up as you slide your left knee back. So slide your left knee back. Sweep your right arm up and thread the needle. Coming down onto your shoulder and your temple. If you want to look up at the ceiling, that's fun. If you want to lift your left leg, also a good time. Just breathe. If you lift your left leg, no, it won't be as much of a twist. If you keep your left knee down, you'll be twisting more. For 3, breathe. 2. And 1, bring that left knee down, press up onto your hand. Open your right arm back up towards the ceiling and turn this either into a real full side plank, Vashisthasana, or a knee side plank. Lifting your right leg if you'd like and reaching your right arm over to the wall. we're going to come into Parigasana, and I'm just going to switch directions. Okay, so press up onto your knee and arm, foot. Slide your right hand down towards your shin and reach your left arm up and over. And think big side stretch here. Side stretching. Hey, you could also do this same pose. Everybody. All right, you look really fast. Same pose from here. This way with the knee that's bent, or you could switch directions if either one of those work. You could also do it this way. Just sit down, because we're just doing a side stretch, right? Like that's the goal of this pose. So if being up on the knee is not working out, you just sit down. And then to get back up, it does take a little bit more finesse, but we're going to be there. So coming back up, place your hands down onto the floor in front of you and literally turn back around to the front. Walk it back around. Okay. Tuck your toes and we'll go into down dog or dolphin. Coming down. Lifting your left arm to tabletop, come down to tabletop. As you slide your right knee back a little, you're going to lift your left arm. So right knee goes back, left arm up. Take a big reach up, lift your gaze, and thread the needle down through and under. So the right leg can go up or not. You can look up. Bringing the knee down, press up onto that right hand, and we'll be in side plank on your right knee and hand, or regular side plank, and that left arm's going to go up. You can lift your left leg, reach up and over with your left arm. And then we're going to press up into Parigasana or sit on the floor. Now you're going to think right side stretch. So this is a right rib cage oblique stretch. So as you reach over, just slide your left hand down onto your leg or to the floor and breathe. This really doesn't have anything to do with your left leg. It's right side stretch. If you're seated, you probably will feel something in your leg. And then come back up to center, and we're going to take our hands to the mat and walk around to the top and back into down dog or child's pose. And you can take a vinyasa, chaturanga, up dog, down dog if you would like. From your down dog, tabletop, or child's pose, make your way to standing. So walking forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhaling, fold, and then stand and reach up. Slide your hands down to heart center. Okay, step back with your right foot, and we'll turn to the long end of the mat. Turn your toes forward. Now, the reason we make our feet parallel to one another instead of turned out is because this is way easier to balance. If you have your feet turned out and you fall over, you don't have much like stopping you from falling. So the toes really help. Place your hands to your waist. Inhale. Fold over. You could ragdoll, hang your arms down, grab opposite elbows, or put your hands on the floor. Take an inhale and exhale. Relax a little bit more into your stretch.
Inhaling. Come up a little bit. I want to get my blocks right now. Okay, you can get your blocks too if you want. Lift your gaze, look forward to stand up. It helps with balance. And then I've got my blocks. Open your arms like a T. I'm taking my blocks to my heels, but you could just keep them in your hands. Turn your right foot to the short end of the mat. And your left foot a little in. Reach to the right and put your hand on your block. And adjust the height so it's perfect for you and your right hamstring. Bend your right knee a tiny bit, just a little. Lift that left shoulder open and maybe look up. Firm your quads for 3, 2, and 1. Tighten your stomach muscles, bend your right knee, and come up. Warrior B, use your back and stomach muscles. Very nice. Straighten your right knee, pivot your feet, switching sides. Take an inhale, reach to the left, and triangle. Same things. Adjust your block. Opening the right shoulder a little, and maybe look up. Looking down. Bend your left knee, stop over your ankle, tighten your stomach muscles, and come up, Warrior B. Straighten your knee, turn your toes forward. Take your hands either to your waist or clasp them behind you. Take an inhale, and we'll fold again. Hanging your head, let your arms come up and over. So I don't interlace my hands behind me when I fold this way anymore because it makes me so dizzy. Just folding doesn't make me dizzy, but having my hands interlaced and up and over behind me does. So I'm just going to keep my hands at my waist and pull my elbows and shoulders back. Letting go, put your hands back onto the floor. Walk over to your right foot and then pivot and turn to the short end of the mat. You can stay off of your back knee or you can drop it down. We're going to twist, lifting the right arm up. So my left hand is on the floor, but a prayer twist would also work, hooking your elbow over your knee. Looking down, put your hands down, move your block to your left hand, heel toe your right foot out to the side, and your left knee will probably have to be on the floor for this one. Drop your left elbow down to your block, and then sink that left hip down towards the floor, turning your right toes out on the diagonal, right toes and shin. Optional vinyasa here. If you would like, move your block to the side, put your hands on the mat, step back into plank, lower down chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. Stepping your right foot forward again. So this is where we were just now. Walk over to the other side, walk around. You're going to be facing the left toes in the short end of the mat. You can stay off your back knee or bring it down. We're going to twist. So there's so many ways to do this pose. You know, you guys know that. You can twist with your arms open. You could do a prayer twist, crossing that elbow over the knee. Coming down, heel toe that left foot out to the side with your toes pointed out on the diagonal. Bring that right block, bring that block under your right elbow. Let your right hip flexor sink down and your left knee open a little. Draw your waist in. Lifting your gaze. If you would like to take a vinyasa, tuck your toes under, step back, lower down, up dog, and down dog. From down dog or tabletop or child's pose, inhale out to plank and lower down onto your stomach. You can keep your hands on the floor or you can put them down by your sides. Roll your heels apart so that your toes are turned in and heels are out. Firm your quads, lifting your legs as high as you can without squeezing your glutes. So my glutes are soft. I can only lift my legs this high if I don't use my glutes, so I can still put my toes down. They're not very far off the floor. And then lifting my face, lift your face off the floor, look forward. Squeeze your elbows towards one another and turn your thumbs up like 2 thumbs up. So you can stay with your arms in a W or you could reach them back and thumbs up. Lowering down, put your hands on the mat, press up to down dog or child's pose. Come back up and out onto your stomach. Same thing. So you're going to roll your legs apart. So internally rotate your femurs. Laying down on the floor, it's harder to think about, like how to do that. But it's like you're pigeon-toeing your feet, your ankles, your toes, everything. But then firm your quads, and that will straighten out your feet. Lift your legs. Lift your face. Pull your elbows towards one another. Same thing. You could do a W with the arms, thumbs up. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, or you can extend your arms straight. It doesn't matter. There's no change in the back work if the elbows are bent or arms are straight. Breathing, tighten your stomach muscles for 3, 2, and down. Put your hands on the mat and press back to child's pose or down dog. If you keep your knees together in child's pose, when you lower down, it will help round your back. If you keep your knees apart and wider, it will be more like a neutral spine child's pose. Take some full inhales and exhales. And we have one more of these. So lift up and walk your hands out and lower down. We're going to do the exact same thing, but you can always make this more fancy and reach back with your feet and all that stuff. Okay, so roll your heels apart, tighten your quads. Lift your face and your legs. Lift your arms, squeeze your shoulder blades together, tighten your stomach muscles.
You can reach back. Reach for your feet. I cannot. I can do them. There it is. And then letting go. Come down and press up and back into child's pose or down dog. We haven't done back work in one of my classes in like 2 weeks, at least. I didn't do it last week. Didn't do it the week before. Today's the day. Pressing up, sit down. Okay, now I just want you to have your bolsters near you, so just somewhere where you can get them. We're gonna lay down first, take your block, place it between your inner thighs, heel toe your feet together. Focus on squeezing the block with your adductors, but also pulling your knees apart at the same time. I like to push the edges of my feet together with effort also. So that's my inner thighs working. And then I also barely lift my butt off the floor. It's still touching, it's just light. And that's my glutes working. That rounds my low back a little bit too. Like I'm tucking my pelvis, but I'm not standing, so I'm actually lifting it away from the floor, barely. Hold on to your head if you'd like. You could always cross your arms over your chest. Take an inhale. And we're just gonna do slow crunches, lifting up for 3, 2, 1, lowering down for 3, 2, 1. It's an exhale to lift. 1, 2, 3, coming down. 2, 3, and tap your fingers, lifting up. 2, 3, really squeeze at the top and going back down. Inhaling as you lower. Repeat. Three more at your own pace, but slowly. 2. Last one. I think that was 10. Removing the block, draw your knees in, lift your shins higher than parallel, holding onto your head again, or we're gonna do obliques. We're gonna go over to the right and then over to the left, tapping opposite elbow to knee. You could always keep one arm down on the floor. So when you cross over, like if I'm taking right elbow to left knee, I could put my left arm down. So lifting up and tapping makes it a little bit harder. I'm gonna do 5 times to my left knee, and then I'm gonna switch and I'm gonna do 5 times to my right knee. You could go right, left, right, left, right, 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 left. Just go. Okay, slowly. Lifting for 3, 2, 1, and down, 2, 3, tap, 1, 2, 3, and down,
2, 3, 1, 2, 3, lift, down, 2. So I think that was 5 for me, so I'm switching sides now. So I'm just really focusing on squeezing those obliques as I lift and resisting going down. 2, 3, 4, and 5. That makes 10 for me. Put your feet on the floor. You can keep going, of course. Just do abs for the next 10 minutes. Windshield wiper your knees back and forth. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Rock and roll forward and back. Roll up to seated. Bring the soles of your feet to touch. Use your hands behind you to sit up tall. And we're going to fold forward. You can round your back a lot, or you can keep it more neutral. I'm going to tuck my chin, Jalandhara Bandha, so that I get a stretch in the back of my neck. Which is exactly where I need it today. Rolling up. Girl. Oh, so far away. Grab your bolster. I want you to try this 2 ways. So the first one could be like this, going the length of your mat, just slide it back. And then make sure when you lay down, it's just supporting your rib cage. And open your arms out like a T, let your feet fall open. This shouldn't be a low back anything. So think higher up on your rib cage. Your butt should not be falling over a cliff. Okay, now we did that one. Bring your chin in, press yourself up, and we're just going to switch the direction so that when you lay back, same place on your spine, way up here, and then laying back. Your head should still be supported by the bolster, but you should be able to let it go back a little bit so your chin is lifted away from your chest, more than neutral. And then your arms can be out like a T, or you can put them up overhead, or bring them down by your sides. And then just decide which one you like better today. So we tried that one now. And then if you like the other one better, go back to that one. I'm going to go back to the other one. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just whichever one you like more. So this is just modified fish with a bolster. Interlacing your fingers around the back of your head. Bring your elbows up towards the ceiling. Use your arms to bring your chin into your chest. And then sitting up a bit. Put an elbow down. Grab that bolster. Slide it down. You can use one bolster or two. Now, you don't have to enter Shavasana right now. You don't have to. You can do other things right now if you need some more stretching or you'd like to add on. Otherwise, go for it. Pull that bolster up under your knees and calves and lay back. If your bolster isn't actually touching your knees, behind your knees, pull it in a little closer. This is called constructive rest period, CRP, constructive rest position. This is one of the most effective ways to release your psoas. The psoas muscles connect from your lumbar spine down to your femurs, and they run straight in front of your hip bowls, your pelvis. If they're tight, you'll notice your low back hurts, or you're always standing with your hip out to one side and one knee bent, like sassy. Stretching the hip flexors in an active stretch like a low lunge is great for the moment, but this is the way to actually release them so they relax. It's not going to happen today. We don't have enough time. You need at least 20 minutes every day, like 5 days a week. But this is a good start. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Relax your face. Come back to your anchor. I'm going to read to you from Meditations from the Mat. Day 285. This is the first day of Pratyahara, withdrawal of the senses. Pratyahara is a fascinating moment in the process. The juncture at which we go from distraction to direction. This is a turning point, an intersection of two planes of existence. My favorite example of Pratyahara in daily life is the first day or two of vacation. You have already done the work, performed your tapas. You have cleared the time, made the arrangements, paid your bills, farmed the dog out to your in-laws, survived the travel ordeal, and now you are finally here. Or are you? My experience of the first day or so of a vacation is the gradual process of letting go of my life at home and embracing the entirely new world of vacation. Initially, I am still absorbed by some final interaction back home, some final detail. I'm usually tired and distracted. Then gradually, I shift focus. I begin to relax into the moment. This is the process of Pratyahara. But instead of turning our attention toward a vacation, we turn our attention inward, toward the light. Take a full inhale. And exhale. Start to move your fingers and toes and wrists and ankles. And take a stretch. And draw your knees in. Rock a little side to side. Roll to your right. Press yourself up. Sitting tall. Take your arms up in a big circle. Inhale, reach up. Press your palms together. Slide them down to heart center. Thumbs to sternum. Lower your chin. Thank you so much for letting me guide you. Thank you for being present and practicing pratyahara, withdrawal of the senses. Lokaha samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free of suffering. Namaste. Thanks, everybody. Have a nice day. Thank you so much.